there, amazing viewers. If we're old friends, good to see you. If you're new here, welcome to Pop Culture. My name is Chelsie, and today we're diving into a topic, and I've come to you barefaced to talk about an experience that is close to everyone's life: failure. But hold on, because we're not just talking about setbacks. We're talking about how you can make them your superpower. Now, this is something that I've been told that I have, and I'm embracing it this year, and I want to share it with you. So this is part one of a series that I'm calling How to Make the Bounce Back Your Superpower. So buckle up, buttercups, grab your drink, grab a snack, and let's have a chat. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty of failures, let's talk about the bounce back. What exactly is a bounce back, and why should you make it your superpower? The failures of life are those curveballs that hit you right where it hurts. You know those times when you thought you did everything right, you thought everything was aligning to produce the outcome that you wanted, and then bam, it all fails. The bounce back is a radical mind shift. So think of the bounce back as your ability to rise stronger after facing challenges. It is the incredible resilience that already exists within you that can turn your stumbles into stepping stones for future success. We live in a world where failure has a negative stigma, but here's the truth. Failure is inevitable. It's a part of the journey and not the destination. And you know what? Everybody experiences failure. Everybody on earth, no matter what they try to make you think. So let's take a look at what we know. We've seen icons, visionaries, and even everyday people face failures. The key is not to avoid them, but to understand them. Failures aren't the end, but they are a part of life and a new lesson to be learned. You might be thinking, Chelsie, bouncing back is so much easier said than done. And you're right, it will be a process to adapt bouncing back into your lifestyle. But the good news is it's accessible to everyone. And the moment that you decide that you want the bounce back to become your superpower, it will. Simple as that. You really get that superpower energy when you make a decision. And if that's you today, you'll want to stick around for what I've got for you. Before we get into that, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell if you want that little ding when I upload another video, another part of the Bounce Back series. You'll wanna tune in for that. You don't wanna miss it. Now, let's get into the exciting part. Let's talk about how to make the bounce back your superpower. I'm going to give you 3 strategies that you can use to make it your superpower. Baby, this is what you came for. All right, this is getting good. So there are 3 powerful strategies that you can use to make the bounce back your superpower. And the first one is learning and adapting. First strategy is really all about embracing the lessons that failures bring. Not about the falling per se. It's really about how you come back after you fall. It's what you learn, the lessons that you learn, the things that you gather in the process of falling that really help for the bounce back. In other words, the more you glean or the more you extract from the process that you're in, the failing, the falling, all of that, the higher that you'll bounce back afterwards. You get it? You know those memories that keep you up at night sometimes, that you think back on and they make you just cringe so hard? I can think of so many of those moments in my life where I just am like, wow, so cringe, so embarrassing. There's one in particular that applies to this strategy of learning and adapting. I remember when I was in high school, I was a part of this poetry group and we were doing some performance night. And so I was asked to read a Maya Angelou poem. And so for me, I was like, I'm gonna memorize this and then I'm gonna get up there and I'm going to recite the poem, right? That was my plan, to get up and recite the poem without any issue. But as soon as I got on stage, I said maybe the first few words of the poem and then I drew a blank. That's right, I was standing up there silently staring back at the crowd. I didn't know what to say or do. And I was so embarrassed that I just rushed off the stage, went to the back of the room, and I just started crying. I wanted to hide my face in shame. I didn't know what to do. I was so embarrassed, so sad, and it was a failure, to say the least. So I can't give you a failure story without sharing my bounce back story. I believe it was later that same year or the very next year, I signed up to be an actor in a competition where seniors were directing plays, one act plays. So I signed up to be an actor. I rehearsed and rehearsed. I went over my lines. I practiced with the group that I was acting with. It was just 3 of us on stage, one of them being my best friend. And guess what? We won that one act play competition. And I have to tell you, that was the bounce back of the decade, I have to say. So that's what you do. You learn and adapt and you bounce back. You come back stronger than you were before. And don't let those failures make you feel ashamed or make you not want to keep going, because the bounce back story is just right around the corner. Strategy number 2, shift your mindset. Instead of thinking of failure as a roadblock, think of failure as a detour to bring you to a more incredible destination. Your perspective changes everything. I mentioned in a previous video about overcoming perfectionism that I used to beat myself up anytime I had a failure. One of those times was when I was right out of college. I was on the job search and I went to my very first job interview. And they actually offered me the job after the interview. So as part of the interview process, and as I was told to do in the interview process, I tried negotiating. So when I negotiated, they ended up coming back and withdrawing the offer. I was devastated, to say the least, that, oh my gosh, I have a job and now I don't, in the matter of about a day. I really kind of took on this mindset that negotiating was bad. And anytime that I did it, I was going to be punished for it. And I know that sounds like an outlandish thought process, but that truly was what I was thinking about it. I thought, this is not something I can ever do again. I ask for too much, or if I'm too bold, or if I'm too aggressive, that I will be punished for it. But it took me years and years to really come back from that. It even took me taking a class on negotiation. And I have to say the instructor was so great at rebuilding my confidence, letting me know that this is a standard part of the interview process, of the job search process, and that this is something you very much should do. So I had to change my mind about it. I had to make a huge radical mind shift about negotiating. When I did, I successfully negotiated. It took me several jobs later to do it, and to do it confidently, but I finally did it. And that's how you bounce back. All right, we have made it. The third and final strategy for making the bounce back your superpower is taking little actionable steps. Taking that energy and channeling it into something positive is really going to help you after a failure. It's going to help you bounce back. What can you do right now to bounce back stronger? It's all about those little actionable, consistent steps. And some of those little actionable steps that you can take are prioritizing self-care, also listening to other people's stories and learning, and then also remembering that failure is not your identity. Say it louder for the people in the back. Failure is not your identity. So just keep that in mind. Along the way in your journey through your failures, try to identify those moments and those ways that you can take little actionable steps to bounce back and come back stronger. You can do it. You've got it already inside of you. You've got the power. There you have it. We have reached the end of our first deep dive into how to make the bounce back your superpower. And just remember that failures are not the end. They're just stepping stones to help you reach the next level. Okay? Until next time, keep bouncing back and making those setbacks setups for your success. As always, peace and love to you. Mwah. Bye. Hello there, amazing viewers. If you were, who knows what I was trying to say.
So if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who needs a boost. Oh, and I love to hear from you. Leave a comment down below with things that you do to bounce back after a disappointment or failure. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can join me for the rest of the series, where I'll cover topics like breakups, creativity, and so much more. You definitely don't want to miss it. So I'll see you soon, right? All right. Bye.